Hello, Mary Amber Hughes, Essential Oil Educator here. I want to just talk a little bit about grapefruit essential oil. This oil is a wonderful oil that many of us have in our cupboards, and if we don't have it in our cupboard, it's one that we're going to want to have in our cupboard because it is so practical, from everything from putting it in a cleaning spray to taking a sip in your water to rubbing it on problem areas in the body. And this grapefruit essential oil that is from doTERRA at wholesale, if you have a wholesale account, it is $16 for the 250 drops, or retail $21.33. Now, grapefruit is an essential oil that I didn't know some of the history about, but I find it so interesting that grapefruit actually has a long history. It was actually first documented in 1750 by a Welshman, Reverend Griffith Hughes, and it has often been referred to as a forbidden fruit over time, from a long time ago, and one of the seven wonders of Barbados. So grapefruit was first documented there in the 1750s, but the name grapefruit is attributed to the fruits growing in clusters which resemble those of grapes. It's known for its energizing and invigorating aroma. That's what I'm enjoying here. You can see this diffuser is one of my favorites, the Lumo diffuser. It's actually on the rotation where it switches colors. And I think I'm going to switch it here to where it will go on for 5 and off for 5. And the blend I have in there right now is 3 drops of rosemary, 3 drops of peppermint, and 3 drops of grapefruit. And I like to diffuse this blend. I actually have it sitting here. I will tell you, it's one of those blends that has like an uplifting aroma. It helps with opening the airways and helping to get great thinking. And as I share here in a moment about the grapefruit, you're going to see why it's going to be helpful with the emotions as well. Because one of the things I like to tell people is all of the oils have an emotional component as well as a physical component. Most usually we talk about the physical component. And so one of the things is that wonderful uplifting the mood. It's also renowned for its cleaning and purifying properties, and it's frequently used in skincare for the ability to promote the appearance of clear and healthy looking skin. So grapefruit is also helpful for supporting a healthy metabolism. It can be used aromatically, like we are doing right now. I oftentimes will use 3 to 4 drops in the diffuser of with oils of my choice. So some of the oils that go well and blend well with grapefruit are bergamot and cypress, and I'm trying to remember the other one that I had just in the back of my mind. But anyhow, I hear my little one. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. So bergamot, cypress, frankincense, geranium, lavender, peppermint, rosemary, and ylang ylang. Those are all good oils that blend well with grapefruit. All right, and grapefruit is one that you can just put in your hands and smell a drop, rub your hands together and then inhale from your hands, or take the lid off the bottle. Even better yet, you could use it the other way, internally, and we use this internally with our family, and it's safe to use internally because it has a supplemental fact box on it, and it tells us for internal use to use 1 drop and a 4 fluid ounce of liquid. And I normally will put the grapefruit oil in a large serving water pitcher. I'll put a couple drops in the bottom and then fill the rest up with our filtered water, and that then disperses the water and oil together. And I've been putting a little teeny granule of salt in my water pitcher, which I learned helps to break up and keep the water from settling on the oil from settling on the top of the water. The unique thing about our doTERRA grapefruit oils is that it comes from the rind. All of our citrus oils come from the rind, so you're going to see why that's important in a little bit. So you do not have those acidic properties that you would have with the fruit of the citrus oils. All right. And then it can be used topically. Topically, you can apply 1 to 2 drops to the desired area, and I will share just a little bit about that. But you want to dilute it with a carrier oil. So that means adding a little bit of the fractionated coconut oil that doTERRA has, so that you can minimize any skin sensitivity. And one of the things when I use grapefruit, I would use it in the evenings when I'm not going to be outside in the sun, because one of the rule of thumbs is to make sure that you are not in the sunlight or UV rays for 12 hours after using the essential oil citruses topically. Okay, so that's true for all those. And I did want to share with you a little bit. I have some great resource books, and I love using them because I can't keep all the information in my head. I wish I could, but between homeschooling and running a business and being a busy mama, I have to default to my books. And I love this essential oils and emotions and essential oils. And you can see this is the page for grapefruit. It is the oil of honoring the body, okay? And so I don't want you to think I'm this, oh, I know all of this in my head, but I do want to tell you that grapefruit is one that is often misused in overly strict dietary and weight loss programs. And the reason that this oil is used and helps to curb emotional eating is because it encourages a positive relationship with one's body based on love, tolerance, and acceptance. Grapefruit encourages integrity by respecting one's physical needs. This oil assists individuals in listening to their true physical needs and impulses. It also assists them in taking responsibility for what they feel. Grapefruit teaches that no amount of food can fill the hole in the heart. Only love can do that. And as individuals take ownership of their feelings and get the help they need in addressing them, they no longer have the need to hide their feelings behind food, body abuse, strict regimens, eating issues, or other forms of obsession. This grapefruit essential oil, when you use it in your diffuser, is helping to promote these positive properties of being respectful of physical needs, body acceptance, helping us to feel nourished, and have a healthy relationship with food. We will put a drop of citrus in our water, and when we put grapefruit in, I always think of how it is helping us to benefit emotionally from the benefits of smelling it and drinking it in. It's helping us to teach true respect and appreciation for our physical body. And that's just grapefruit there. I wanted to note, just because my daughter's 2, and I remember in Stephanie Fritz's book, Essential Oils for Birth and Pregnancy, on page 35, she says, grapefruit essential oil. She recommends, this is for fertility, for healthy fertility, to take 16 drops under the tongue or in a capsule every morning to help balance progesterone. When our bodies are under stress, cortisol inhibits our production of progesterone, and grapefruit prevents cortisol from blocking progesterone production. So I thought I would share that with you because I did not know that necessarily. I knew that stress and cortisol levels can get out of sorts, and stress in people's life has prohibited them from being able to conceive. So maybe that's a little tidbit that you needed to hear today for someone that you know or someone that you love. I wouldn't want to end without telling you some about this grapefruit. As an oil, it has, from our research books, and if you are interested in finding out more about it, I highly recommend that you search PubMed.org, I think it is. Also, doTERRA has research that is done on different oils and the effects of them on our body. And so you can find information there in the doTERRA blog at doTERRA.com. You just search grapefruit. And as an oil, grapefruit has anti-cancerous, antiseptic, and antispasmodic properties. These are known overall, okay? Now, doTERRA has a high quality of essential oils, so we know that these properties are very strong. It is also used as an astringent, disinfectant, diuretic, and congestion remover for the gallbladder and liver. It is reported to be very helpful in changing eating habits and supportive in lymphatic detoxification and in the recovery from drug addiction. Grapefruit stimulates the sympathetic nervous system in that it functions to accelerate heart rate, increase blood pressure, slow digestion, constrict blood vessels, and grapefruit is good for oily skin and acne and has a tonic effect on the skin and scalp. I recommend when I start any oil or use any oil, even if I hear them say use like 16 drops under the tongue. When I was pregnant, I didn't start out just using 16 drops under the tongue. I took 1 drop under the tongue each day, and then I moved to 2 drops under the tongue. And I took the oil at a comfortable level for me. I don't ever recommend over a large amounts of essential oils. I recommend you start smart and add to it as you feel comfortable. Psychologically, I already read to you a little bit about how it's refreshing and reviving. I told you the oils that it blends with, like basil, bergamot, cypress, frankincense, peppermint, rosemary, and ylang ylang. So there are a couple things. We talked about lymph drainage, okay, just a moment ago. And lymphatic massage is very important. There's more lymph in our body, this is for another class, than there is blood. So you could make a lymphatic massage oil by blending 5 drops of grapefruit oil and 4 drops of geranium and 2 tablespoons of fractionated coconut oil. You could use this after a hard exercise to help disperse lactic acid from the muscles and thus reduce stiffness and aches. All right, I will put this recipe in the comments. And you need to know that for an appetite suppressant, several drops of grapefruit in your water, like I said, start with 1 and a very large glass of water. It is very effective and you can drink it several times. It's also used to eliminate cellulite, and many people will make a blend of 10 drops of grapefruit, 8 drops of lemon, and 2 tablespoons of fractionated coconut oil. In my opinion, you can increase the amount of tablespoons of coconut oil and apply to the area of concern. So a lot of us will rub this on our problem areas, on the hip, the belly, and other areas that you would need to eliminate toxins and reduce the adipose cells that may be hoarding toxins and fat destinations. They may be fat destinations. If you know me and are a part of my We're About Wellness team, we have a wonderful class coming up, and you can always leave a comment and to know more about the New Year, New You, and how to help your metabolism. There is a class that one of my leaders has taught that is very informative, and it talks about how the body hoards toxins in the fat cells, okay? And how putting the grapefruit and citrus oils over the body in a diluted way, over those areas, can help to reduce the toxins and reduce the amount of fat cells. We have a special blend called Slim and Sassy that is helpful for that. But this blend is to help eliminate fat cellulite. Blend 10 drops of grapefruit and 8 drops of lemon and 2 tablespoons or more of fractionated coconut oil and apply to those areas. You can apply it several times a day. You could also try blending in 2 drops of the grapefruit and 2 drops of lemon with 8 ounces of water for a drink to help with a reduction of cellulite. So not only topically, but internally you can take that grapefruit, and I have had wonderful results with the grapefruit personally myself, with feeling healthy and my body responding nicely to it. I thank you so much for joining me as we learned a little bit about grapefruit essential oil. I hope that you will know a little bit more than maybe when you joined me, and I hope to have you join me to learn more another time about another oil. Thank you, and make a great day.